The growth program has been really, really helpful, really, really useful. We tweaked my pitch a little bit, and that really got a lot of traction with people and interest. It's like the golden age where, there's everyone is their own small shop. Yeah.
Hey, Nishan, can you hear me? How you doing today?
Good, good, good. My God, I can't believe it. I'm actually talking with you.
Our team told me that I should talk to you. It seems like you're making some moves, and that's awesome. Congratulations.
Yes. Thank you so much. Yes. No, it's crazy. I remember in 2020 during COVID, seeing your YouTube videos, doing the research, getting into your program, and it was only until like April that certain changes in my life happened where I was like, I think God is telling me I should be my own boss.
It's about time to make some moves, right? What's been happening since then, the moment that you decided to kind of maybe spend more time on this or take this more seriously? Like, what's changed?
There's so many things that attracted me to the business. I think probably the big one was when I was doing my research years and years ago was the fact that I'm a consultant. I'm trying to solve problems. I'm not trying to sell anything. And there are many different products that we offer. And so it's a toolbox rather than being singularly focused. So those two things really drew me in. And then I love your YouTube videos. You give a lot of great advice. And one of the things that there was a YouTube video that was like 12 ways to get leads for free. And and one of them was to go on Eventbrite. That's what it was, to find networking events. And so I jumped on as many as I could. I randomly met a guy on one of those who gave me a list of a bunch of other networking events.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And, eventually that kind of really became my whole main sources for networking.
Yeah. That's incredible. So you just went the networking route, which is inherently free. Obviously, there's cost to go on those events, and some of them are like low cost, $5, $10 and all that stuff. But it's not like a paid advertising thing that you pay to play type of thing. It's different. Since you started doing that, obviously you came across a lot of people. What was like the initial reaction from your end? Did you come across a lot of people looking for funding, or what was that journey like?
So a lot of what I do was online networking, and
nice.
Which is great that it's free. And then I found a job to pay the bills. And so I've been trying to transition more into using referral partners. That was the other thing that really, really excited me about the opportunity is that, it's a fantastic way of marketing because you pay your marketing expenses when you make money.
True.
There's no other route where most other marketing sources is a gamble.
Yes. Until you optimize it, it is very true. Yeah, that training, people got so excited about that because it kind of clicked with a lot of people. Yeah, we want people who need funding, but it doesn't need to be you trying to figure out who needs funding today type of thing versus going after people who have people, right? So I think the platform itself, so many people are already setting up partnerships and all that stuff because it's like a way easier sell. Like, hey, do you have people who need funding? Okay, so you don't need to even call me, honestly. Here's a platform, you sign up and you can automatically send your leads and all that stuff. So we're already having a lot of traction on that one. So what did you think about that training? Were you live?
I did like training. I liked it a lot. I love everything about referral partnership and everything about that. The growth program has been really, really helpful, really, really useful. The laying out the groundwork of understanding all the different products is really useful, really great. And honestly, probably the thing that really resonated with me the most was last week, I forget the guy's name, he was voicing some concern about how he feels bad charging borrowers a large fee. And I really appreciate the fact that Isabel did a great job of having a forum, a space for that feeling. And she did a great job of really answering it and making it welcome and then just creating that community and space. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, Isabel, I mean, she's awesome. Yeah. She's very knowledgeable and she helps a lot of people like you who are in the growth program for sure. Is that how you landed on your first funded deals? Have you recently funded any deals?
Yeah, since starting the new job, all the deals that I gotten was from all the work I did in all those network events.
Sure.
So that carried over. Investing the time in referral partners is really the way to go.
That has the longest term.
Yeah.
Longest half-life of any kind of relationship, right? Because those people are going to accumulate, and when they come across someone who needs funding, even if you're not out there looking for leads, they bring the leads to you and they make it happen, right? It's like a great tier system where everyone wins at the end. And then the lead that came from that ended up getting funded, was that from that effort that you put in back then?
Yeah, we weren't able to fund the deal entirely to get the money, but the client still used the money to pay off his car. So
okay.
Yeah.
What funding option was it?
That was through Toro. Yep.
Okay, so it was like a 0% financing offer.
Yes.
Nice. That's awesome. Do you know the amount that he qualified for, that he got approved for?
Around 40,000.
Okay, yeah. That's like the average deal size. I mean, some people want more, obviously, but that's dependent on what we see on their credit report. That could be the first round, and a couple of months later, we can do a second round that kind of makes up the difference, you know?
Yeah. Good point. Yeah. The other thing I was going to say is that it's blessed that this is such an industry with such lack of competition, because when you're on these networking events, I was doing the math, I probably met 300 individuals
at
the network event, and honestly, like, I can only think of like 3 or 4 people that do exactly what we do. So only 3 people out of 300, and like
it's mind-boggling, right? When you think about everyone needs money, but when you go out there, that was one of the shocking things to me when I was doing it. Even to this day, like, we talk about the lack of competition or like saturation thing. It's like it's far from being saturated. You go to any of these events, you're going to come across a lot of mortgage people, a lot of real estate people. Like, everyone and their uncle is a real estate person somehow. And like so many other, like, even consultants, so many business consultants.
Yeah. Oh, God, yes.
But when it comes to actually funding, you don't really see someone who actually can fund your deals, like who's in the industry. Like the ones that I come across sometimes, either they're like angel funding, venture capital, or like actual bank funding. Oh, we can get you like a business line of credit in like next 12 months. It takes forever and it doesn't work, right? And so that kind of thing. But like you said, exactly doing what we do, it's very few people. And you're talking about a pretty big sample size. Like, it's not like I talked to 3 people and no one is, there's like 300 people. That's a lot of people who went out of their way to go to a networking event. That's even more intentional. It's not like talking to 300 people on the street. These are the people who wanted to go there to build some kind of business or like network. Very intentional, high motivational people. So it's like so odd.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, absolutely. And then back to the other point about referral marketing, I was thinking, this competition will not be there forever. Things will change, players will dominate. And, it's funny, like, it's interesting seeing what large established companies do in a heavily established industry with a lot of competition versus what we do, where it's like the golden age where there's everyone is their own small shop. And, these partnerships will last the test of time because I'm making them money as well.
100%. I think that's a good prediction. Like, when you look at historically look at certain key industries that reach that level, like such as real estate, insurance, because at some point they were like alternative lending. Like, no one knew that you could make money by selling insurance at some point. But then it's reached that critical tipping point. Then it became more saturated and more people got involved and all that stuff, right? But when I look back at those stats, it seems like we're far from it. But at some point it's going to get there, obviously, right? Industry is not going to just die because the demand for money will not die. So then when I think about who will be rewarded in a case like that, is it the people with people, meaning that your referral partners? Like, if you have built a network of referral partners, someone will not want to go build it out. Someone will want to buy the company that has it, right? So when you reach that point, we see like sometimes hundreds of little acquisitions like that because the big boys are not interested in like this industry over time. And they want to go through, all right, I don't want to create my own kind of little ecosystem first. I want to learn off of someone who built it. People usually focus on large acquisitions. Oh yeah, someone sold a company for like $1 billion. But there are so many little acquisitions that are happening in million, 5 million, 10 million, and 50 million level that news don't even see, which happens in our industry already as is, right? That's, to me, is like, if there's a time to do it, it was yesterday. If you didn't do it yesterday, it's today, right? So just build those like long-term relationships. And people buy the client base, people buy the referral base, because that's huge, right? So like those people, if you target the right people who are in business and they keep referring people, that creates the flywheel effect over time, that you have a network that kind of keeps feeding itself. When I did it manually because we didn't have a software, or I just didn't really know what I was doing. And, it ended up being like a network of 30, 40 referral partners, but they just paid me handsomely for like a decade, and I still get those calls from people who are like, "Oh, remember me, man? I saw you on YouTube, and I still have leads," type of thing. I'm like,
That's crazy.
"Holy cow, you still remember me, and we're still doing this? That's incredible," you know?